Hello, you two. Good morning. How are you today? I hope you guys had a really nice and long weekend, very restful weekend. We're back in our lessons. We're still working on telling the time. However, we're going to change a little bit about it and we're going to add something to it. Okay. I know that some of you have learned this before, or a little bit of it in year one. For some of you, will be completely new. So this is going to be even a lot deeper than what you guys learned from in year one. So hopefully it's gonna uh, go back from the back of your mind, so it's gonna be really easy for you to remember. Okay, so the first thing that we'll need to work on is to with these two words. I'm sure you guys have heard before. Those two words are AM and PM. Okay. Now maybe you have heard before, like something like our breakfast is at 8 a.m. or the movie it's at 10 a.m. or the movie it's at 4 p.m. And for some of you, that's not exactly clear. Well, today and tomorrow's lesson will be about that. Will be about learning what that means. We'll be learning about how to use them properly and start using them. Okay, so the first thing that I want you guys to show you is this. All right, we gotta clarify what a second is. Okay, what is a second? Sometimes we measure seconds when we count. For example, when we count until 5, we count until 10, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see, every time that I say a number, that blue line that you can see in the screen, it's moving. That is the second hand. Okay, not all the analog clock have it, just some of them. I wouldn't say most of them. I wouldn't say just a few of them. Just some of them have it. Okay, and it's constantly moving. And every time that it moves, that means 1 second. Okay, those who remember, in 1 minute we have 60 of this. We have 60 seconds in 1 minute. 60 seconds in 1 minute. Okay, now next we have the minutes. Okay, just to show you the minutes, I'm going to use this outer clock. And now here in the minutes, how many minutes do we have in 1 hour? That's our next measure. Now, this is my minute hand. So if I go with these little lines that you can see here, this line means 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is actually where the 5 is, right here. Let me point it at you, right here. You see? Same place. Okay? Now, I already know that all spaces are the same, so I don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all the way until I get my entire circle. I can count in fives, right? And actually, the numbers are just right there. So 5, let's do this better. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Sometimes it shows up at 60, sometimes it shows up as 0. It doesn't matter, okay? So what it matters here is that we learn that in 1 hour we have 60 minutes. In 1 hour we have 60 minutes, okay? That's really important for you guys to know, okay? Let me erase this really quickly so we can move on, all right? Now, here comes the important question, and what is new here in year 2? Does somebody know? Does somebody know? I'm going to say bye-bye to this one. I'm going to bring my hour hand. Does somebody know how many hours do we have in one day? How many hours do we have in one day? Think about that, all right? Now, let me tell you, and you're going to find out if what you just answered is the same thing that I'm going to tell you, okay? Now, this is my hour hand, okay? And a day is going to be when my hour hand goes 2 times all around the clock. The hour hand, that was once, and that is twice, when it goes all around. That means that for a day, you need to have 2 complete spins. Now, if you do the math, that means that in one day you have 24 hours. In one day you have 24 hours. Is that the same thing that you answered from before? If you did, fantastic. Okay, let me repeat that one more time. In one day you have 24 hours. Okay, that is really important that we work. Okay, so let me repeat it one more time. In 1 minute you have 60 seconds. In 1 hour you have 60 minutes. And the most important one for today is that in one day we have 24 hours. Okay, it's really important, guys, that you have that right here in your head. Okay, it's gonna make everything a lot easier for you. Okay, so what's gonna happen now? Let me show you this presentation. Okay, to organize those 24 hours in a day, we use AM and PM. Okay, we already talked about this. We use AM and PM, so we know when we talk about, okay? Because if you look at the clock, it's gonna point 2 times to the 1, it's gonna point 2 times to the 2, 2 times to the 3, 2 times to the 4, because it has to go twice around the clock. So what does that mean? How do I organize that? Okay. Every single day, it doesn't matter if it's a Monday, it doesn't matter if it's a Tuesday, a Wednesday. Every single day, it starts at 12 o'clock. If you guys remember, let me go back here. If you guys remember, 12 o'clock means that both hands, the minute and the hour, are going to be pointing at the 12 at the very same time, as you guys can see here on the screen. Okay, so a day is going to start when both hands are pointing there at the 12. Okay, at the 12. And a day is always going to start with AM. AM. So 12 o'clock AM is when we start our day. Okay, if we add 1 hour to that, you see that? Now it's, how do you guys read this? It's still 1 o'clock, right? But that's when we add 1 o'clock AM. Let's do one more. You see, one complete round is for the minutes. What is this? 2 o'clock AM. Next, 3 o'clock AM. Now, when does the day start? Like, can we notice when the day starts? Well, you guys shouldn't, because you should be on bed when the day starts. We call it midnight. When it's midnight, it's when the day starts. Okay, let me go back where we were before. Not there. There you go. That's when we start our day. AM. Okay, so that means that from 12 midnight, the first circle is going to be AM. Okay, let me go back to the presentation so this makes a little bit more sense to you. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. 12 o'clock at night is called midnight, which is what I just told you. And 12 o'clock in the day is called midday or noon. Now, midnight, we're usually sleeping. But in midday, we're usually playing in the park, actually. We are in the school. That's at 12 midday or 12 p.m. We are actually right after our lunch. So it's most of the time we are playing at that time. Okay? That means that the day is divided between midday and midday. Okay? We call the first part AM and we call the second part PM. Okay, that's really, really important. Okay, so what does this mean? Let's pay attention to this. Some of the things that we do in our everyday or in a routine happen in the morning, and that means AM. Okay, sometimes we know when we are in AM, sometimes we don't know when we're in the AM. Okay, and also some activities happen in PM. For example, take a look at this. Look at the boy. He just woke up. He probably woke up at 6 a.m. Okay, and then he's at school. He's working really hard at school. Probably at 10 a.m. Okay, still a.m. And some events happen in the afternoon or evening, and sometimes even during the nighttime. And we call those the PM. Okay, look, the boy is sleeping right now. He's probably in bed, I'm going to say 8, right? 8 o'clock. But it will be 8 o'clock PM, right? Sometimes you can have some action, some events happening during both times. Can you think of something that happens? It could happen either in AM or PM. Okay. For example, watching a movie. You can watch a movie at 10 a.m. on Saturday, or you can watch the same movie at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You see? Now, let's take a look at this exercise, okay? Here we go. You go to sleep at 9. Now, do you do that in AM or PM time? What do you think? Well, if you said PM, you're absolutely right. I don't think nobody goes to sleep here in year 2 during AM. That will be really, really late. We could do that maybe, let's think, maybe, I don't know, Christmas or New Year's Eve, that people actually go to bed really, really late. Okay. But most of the time, we go to bed during PM time. Okay. Next exercise. You eat your breakfast. You eat your breakfast, one of the first things that you do in your day, and you eat your breakfast in AM time, right? About 8 a.m., 7 a.m., depends. Okay, let's go back with another exercise here. Oops, there you go. You go home from school. Okay, it's like you take your bus or your parents pick you up. You go home from school. Now, what do you guys think, AM or PM? Does this happen in the morning? Does this happen in the afternoon? Well, this usually happens in the afternoon, unless you have something different. This could be one of those activities that it could happen in either AM or PM, but it usually happens, if everything is normal, it happens during the afternoon. That means PM. How about you brush your teeth, right? How about that one? Do you brush your teeth in the morning? Yes. Do you brush your teeth in the afternoon with during second snack? Yes. Do you brush your teeth right before you go to bed? Well, you should. I'm sure most of you do it, and that means that you brush your teeth. What do you say? Both, exactly. AM and PM. Okay. Now, guys, this is just to show you a little bit of the different activities that we do in our daily, in our everyday, that happen during AM or PM time. Okay, just as a closure. Okay, so AM is going to be used for those morning activities that we do until midday, and PM is going to be used for those activities that we do during the afternoon, evening, or even sometime during our night time. Okay, now it depends. Some of the activities can be done during either times, or some activities are specifically to AM, and some activities are specific to PM. Okay, we're going to continue working this, practicing a little bit. Let me show you the activities that you have assigned in C's. Okay, the first one is called AM or PM. It's a really easy activity. Let me show you. There you go. You're going to read every sentence, every statement. I'm going to help you with the first one. It says, Jordan eats breakfast at 7 in the morning. That means AM or that means PM? Well, breakfast, it's like most of the time, 99% of the cases, you have breakfast at AM, right? So you're going to circle the right answer for every single one of these statements, okay? They're really, really easy. It's going to help you to understand a little bit better of the difference and the division between AM and PM. And the second activity is called AM or PM activities, okay? This one is a little bit more specific. And in this one, you're going to practice a little bit about telling the time, okay? So what do you guys need to do? You're going to read every single sentence. For example, take a look at the first one. Coming home from school. Now, do you do this in the AM or in the PM period of time? Most of the time, we do this in our PM period of time. So I'm going to write here PM. Okay, now some of you could actually know the exact time in which you guys go home, right, from school. That means that if you can and if you want, you could write 3 dot dot 0 0. That means that how do we read this all together? We read it 3 o'clock p.m., right? You're gonna read every single sentence and you're gonna try to have certain idea of what time do you guys do this some of these activities. Okay, some of them change depending on every single person. For example, take a look at going to bed. Not everybody goes at the same time to bed, and that is absolutely fine. Okay, so those are the two activities for the day. As usual, Ms. Natalia and myself will be online during our lesson time, answering any of your questions. Okay, I know it's a new topic. I know this video is a little bit long, so you don't have to watch it all at once. Make sure that you understand, and if you have any question about it, please let us know. Okay, have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.